and welcome to this short intro. Hello, 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 and welcome to this short introduction to the MSc in Global Communications here at the University of Glasgow. I'm Professor Alison Wiggins from the School of Critical Studies, and I'm postgraduate teaching convener and the academic contact for the MSc in Global Communications. So this MSc offers the opportunity to gain the knowledge and skills needed to develop your career and become a communications professional. We want our graduates to be equipped to address real-world current global challenges. In our contemporary lives, we are constantly confronted by traditional and emerging forms of news, media, and popular culture. This programme will provide critical and practical training necessary to navigate the complex and ever-changing world of communications, technology, and media, as well as the significance of communication technologies to the processes of globalization and the accelerated movement of people and information across the world. So what will it actually be like on the programme? So this is a 12-month programme that starts in September, and there are 2 teaching semesters. You will take 2 core courses. These focus on providing you with core competencies of global communication strategies, communication theories, an understanding of intercultural and digital communications, and methods in media analysis. In addition, you'll choose 4 option courses based on your own specific interests. And having this choice of options means you're designing and shaping your own programme to get what you want from it. We have recommended options to address cutting-edge global challenges in the field of communications. So whether your interests are in communicating health or in communicating environmental and infrastructural issues, or in working with artificial languages, or in working with cultural venues and institutions. In addition to these recommended options, there are a range of other courses available across the College of Arts and Humanities that vary from year to year that you can choose from. So you're really building your own programme in those ways. Our core and option courses are designed to prepare you for your individual project that you'll then work on over the summer. This will be a project on a global communications topic of your choice, on a specific issue or from a field or subject area of interest to you that you design. And you will demonstrate the knowledge you've acquired of relevant areas. You will apply methods of data collection, analysis, and interpretation, and you'll create something of your own in that way. You'll be fully supported in this project as you'll have a structured programme of supervisory meetings and activities during the summer period. For master's students, the individual project is often a highlight of their studies, and for us as academics, this is one of the parts of the job that we most enjoy, seeing the fresh insights and connections made by our students. A few more points on what it would be like to study on this programme. So teaching is on campus at the University of Glasgow. Each course that you take has 20 hours of contact time that include a mixture of seminar discussion, lectures, sometimes field trips, workshops, group work. And for assessment, you'll find there's a range of forms of assessment depending on the course. But this is very much focused on coursework and project work. So for example, there are courses that include critical essays, reports, designing a communications plan for a sector, a data analysis based on collecting and interpreting a data set, or a communications or grant proposal. And the course, depending on the course, it will prepare you for that assessment. You can also expect creative outputs such as media production or curation as options that these courses will prepare you for. So I hope that gives you a good idea of what it will be like on the programme, just briefly. So why choose this programme? Why our programme? So I would say that our programme is distinctive because it is focused on Cutting-Edge Global Challenges in Communications. This is a new program that we've designed specifically to be relevant to the most urgent and up-to-date issues of today. The courses are taught by academic staff with expertise in global communications, critical theory, and digital technologies. And you will gain insights from communication professionals with diverse international experience. There'll be opportunities for hands-on learning through project work and real-world communication challenges. In terms of career path and opportunities, we've designed the program to equip graduates to work in the field of communications in industries and organizations all over the world, as well as local organizations, or as well as being self-employed or going on to further PhD study. I would emphasize the importance of these industries in navigating global challenges. Our graduates will be in high demand as government, MFP, media and technology sectors look to meet the benefits and challenges brought by misinformation, artificial intelligence, conflict, climate change, health, and other inequalities, and across the digital divide. So if you're interested in this program, how would you apply? Well, the details for application and the documents that are required can be found on our program page. Here on the slide is the link to that. And this page provides step-by-step direction to the program, as well as a live chat function. And it's here that you can view up-to-date information about entry requirements, as well as information on scholarships and a link to the actual application form. So you have the URL for our program. Here it is again on the slide. Or of course, you can just search for Global Communications Glasgow. It will come up. Please do join us also on social media, listen to our podcast to get a sense of what it's like to study here at Glasgow more broadly, and to engage with us that way. So I hope to see you all in September. Thanks very much for listening, and bye for now.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm joined right now by Professor Alison Wiggins here on the screen. I think we've got some people joining us in the chat already. Please drop any questions that you have for Alison in the chat. But whilst we wait for those to drop in, Alison, as we started for 10, this is a brand new program, which is quite exciting. Can you tell us, what do you think about that? How are you excited for it? What does it mean for the students that are going to be joining us?
Yeah, that's right. So it's a really big moment for our school and our college to have a brand new program, brand new MSc starting in September, and the students coming in will be the first cohort of students going through this program. So I think most of all, we're really looking forward to meeting our first cohort of students, and they're going to be a very special group, a very memorable group for us. And we want to really make sure they have an excellent experience. We really want to make sure we get to know our students very well. So we've been spending a lot of time over the last year preparing this program, bringing together the ideal dream team of staff and experts in different areas. And now we're all raring to go. We're ready to meet the students. So on the program, we have staff who are leaders in their field, and they have very clear ideas about how they want to see the field of communications develop, the kind of global challenges they want to address, and they want to prepare students to address and see the field being able to address those challenges. But what we want is that our students are also part of that, so part of shaping the program, giving us feedback, and ultimately feeding in to the field as well. So we're really looking forward to starting that dialogue with students, getting to know our students and what they want. and making sure this is an excellent year for them, and seeing how they respond, to this, all the work we've been putting in to this program. So that's the number one, I think. I'm excited to meet the students, and also to bring this team of staff together, this team of experts on communications. Everyone's really looking forward to working with each other as well as with the students. And as you said, it's exciting to have a new program, and for us, we wanted to start a new program because a big part of that is wanting to address current challenges and be at the very cutting edge of things that are happening, real world things that are happening now. And we've been able to do that because it's a new program. So it's not something that was designed 20 or 30 years ago, thinking about what's happening in the world then. This has been designed right now, and we're thinking about what's happening in the world right now. So I think that in itself, just the very nature of what we're trying to do with this program, has got us all very motivated, and we hope that our students will feel that energy as well.
Fantastic, thank you. Just to be reminded to everyone watching, if you've got any questions, please do pop them in the chat. Yep, you could have the chance to be part of this program's history. You'll be the first cohort, so lots of opportunities and potential there. I personally am jealous as a member of staff, but you don't need my opinions. I know you alluded to it a little bit there in the presentation, Alison, but could you tell us a bit more about kind of the course structure and assessments? Because it sounded like it's not necessarily going to be, a master's program where students are writing long essays. It sounds like there's a bit more flexibility.
Yeah, so it's going to be a mixture of kinds of assessment. So you'll take a core course in each semester. So those core courses are really designed to prepare you with a grounding in some of the skills and techniques you will need to become a communications professional, but that will also be really important to preparing for your summer project, which is an independent project. So giving you the skills, the competencies, the confidence you need to do that big summer project, which runs, you kind of start that around about May, and then you submit that, complete that in September. But that will, so it's a big part of the course. It's one of the highlights usually for students, their summer project, and you'll be drawing on what you've learnt during the taught part of the course, so the teaching part of the course. So things like learning how to develop a communications campaign. It could be an investigation where you're gathering a data set and then analysing that data set, and then coming up with recommendations based on that. So there's all different ways it could be approached, but quite a lot, like you said, quite a lot of flexibility there, depending on what you would want to do and your interests that you've gathered. So as you go through the taught courses, so building up these skills, there will be different kinds of assessment. So it's coursework rather than, you won't be doing exams. And as you say, you'll be doing a mixture of maybe some more conventional critical assessments like essay type pieces, but there'll be other kinds of assessment as well, depending on the course. So that could be more creative kinds of assessment. It could be using different kinds of media. It could be writing a policy report or a grant application. It could be a reflective piece on looking at some social media, or visiting a museum or a cultural venue. So it could be reflecting on that using your experience of immersing yourself digitally or on a kind of field trip event. So there's really quite a diversity of assessment that I think is going to be what's enjoyable about the course, and will make it more problem-based and relevant to building up those real-world skills and your usefulness as a developing communications professional, building up your confidence in these different areas. You know, if you've never written a communications bid before, or a policy bid, or a grant application, then it's really about scaffolding and giving you that chance to try out these things and learn these things. So you'll really notice that, I think, if you look at the course proposals in more detail, that diversity of assessment. So you would think along those lines, rather than definitely not exams, and definitely not purely just more conventional essays. There'll be some of that, but that's not the focus here.
Brilliant. So it kind of sounds like students are going to have their opportunity not just to make their own stamp on the program, but also really tailor things to their own interests.
Yeah, so I think you would be trying to choose topics or themes or types of data that were interesting for you. So we'd want to give you some of those skill sets to be able to perform analyses, gather data, produce different types of reports or campaigns or analyses or recommendations. But then the data you choose or the industries you focus on, there's a bit more flexibility there. And that will partly depend on the courses you choose. So we've got courses in focusing on the environment or infrastructures, courses focusing on health, digital memory, media ecologies, globalization, the sort of the embodied aspects of the digital. We've got a course we're developing on at the moment. So there'll be a nice number of these running this year. So you'll be able to really think about where you'd like to focus kind of thematically as well. So you've got the skills you want to pick up, but then also those themes and topics that you want to know more about, or that you may be drawn to want to develop. Does that make sense?
I think so. And again, it sounds like the students are going to be really at the cutting edge of this, you know, because you mentioned like the environment, health, like lots of really key, crucial issues.
I think those
are on
are
everyone's
two
minds.
yeah, I think thematically those are two important ones, health and environment, that our staff are particularly interested in. So I think they're going to show up quite strongly, and we know from other students those are areas that they really want that. When we've been developing the program and talking to prospective students or current students, they've indicated that those are kind of the areas that they have strong interests in as well. And also for industries, these are the areas that where they're having to navigate challenges too.
So, we have a question in the chat. Do we have a January intake for this course, Alison, or is this one that's just September through to
September? Yeah, there's no January intake. Yeah.
Okay. So students that are applying now, they will be applying to join us this September.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I hope that answers that question. Are there any other questions that you all have for us? Please pop them in the chat for Alison. Now, I think one thing we should probably mention, which my colleagues will roll their eyes up for, but we have a rare sunny day in Glasgow. So obviously students will be joining us here in this wonderful city. Alison, is there anything that you can tell us about Glasgow or the university that you think students will particularly enjoy when they come here?
Yeah, well, it's an amazing place to live. It's an extremely vibrant city. It's also kind of manageable as a place to live, I think. So it's definitely a city with a big city feel, and there's a lot going on, particularly for arts and humanities. We have many museums, archives, cultural venues. So these are places that are likely to kind of come up for field trips or for case studies on your courses. There are resources there you might be using, but they're also places that are very nice to have around as part of your kind of social life and your life in the city to get involved with. So it's a very, very vibrant, very interesting international city. to be involved with, but also manageable enough to get from kind of A to B and find your way around, I think, that's what I love about living in Glasgow. And yeah, we always have 4 seasons in one day with the weather pretty much all year round. We're just coming out of the coldest months now, which is nice. But yeah, you'll see sunshine and showers every day. So it's a beautiful place to live from that perspective. Lots of parks and lots of impressive architecture all around us. So it's a real blend of the old and the new on campus. We have many sparkling new buildings, which we're all enjoying, but we have a very sort of the grandeur of the Gothic architecture at the same time. Yeah.
Well, so I don't think we have any other questions coming through in the chat, but if anyone does think of anything after we've gone offline, how can they get in touch?
Is there, do we have a link to the main Global Communications page? So that has my email on it, for example. So anyone thinking of applying or offer holders, you're really welcome to contact me directly, and I can either point you in the direction of the right staff member who's on the programme, or I can talk to you directly. And then you've got the applications information there as well, haven't you, on the page? And there's a live chat on that page. So someone will direct you either, whether it's on the academic side or on the kind of applications recruitment side. I think that's the key link.
Yeah, I can see that they're in the chat. So I suppose all that leaves me to say is thank you all so much for joining and watching us, and thank you, Alison, for joining me as well. And yeah, watch this space. Please do visit the programme webpage that's in the chat, and we look forward to seeing you hopefully in September. Bye, everyone.